Kenya, a land of breathtaking beauty and vibrant culture. Kenya is home to iconic wildlife reserves like the Masai Mara. Here, you can witness the majestic Great Migration and marvel at elephants against the backdrop of Mount Kilimanjaro. From the rhythmic beats of traditional music to the colourful fabrics of the Masai attire, Kenya's cultural diversity is truly something to behold. Kenya wonders extend way beyond its nature to its rich tapestry for over 40 ethnic groups, each with its own traditions and languages. You are here to witness an exclusive insight into my world of avocado farming and what me and my team get up to on a daily basis. Kenya is one of the leading producers of avocados in Africa, with the fruit being a staple in local cuisine and sought after export around the world. In this episode, you will meet the hardworking farmers who tend to these trees with care, ensuring each avocado is grown to perfection, and my team who make this all possible. You are about to witness the dedication and the real work that it takes to succeed in the business of agriculture. I'm Eugene Ayisi, and from the ground up, I welcome you to Kenya. Say again? How long does it take to grow when rains come?
3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months.
Depending with the rains.
The rains.
Too
So,
cold.
but this won't be ready December.
This will be ready December, January.
So do you get the perspective of the off season now?
Yeah.
So like before March, where the full season's open, anything that grows before will be off season. But this you can't leave till March. So it'll be ready before. So when they do their surveys, what happens is they'll know, okay, right, this will be ready for this will be ready. So when I say, oh, I need 3 containers, 4 containers, like, okay, we can do that. We'll take it after Peru leave the market. But if we don't have a relationship with them, they'll just they'll sell the fruit. The fruit landing at the right time is optimal for us. For example, I could ship, say, 4 containers, right? Or even 10 containers. Land them at the okay time. But what I'll get from 3 containers at the right time will be equivalent to 10 containers. Do you get it?
I understand.
So that's why sometimes when I...
What do you mean by the right time?
The right time. So for example, in the avocado cycle, between now and March, the right time. You at that point, if you ship, you can afford 10 wives. But between, say, May, July, August, when Peru are on the market,
There's no business.
you know, it's like everything is
Standstill.
everything, unless you have a program with a supermarket or like a wholesaler, and then you just have to send because it's the same work we have to do to ship 10 containers that we have to ship at the wrong time and the right time. So let's wait and assure the farmers, look, you'll get your money, but let's ship at this time. Because I think the other part also is for us as a company is not about not paying the farmers. Yes, we live in London, but we're black. We're Africans. We understand that the farmer has a family to feed. When they, plant their farms, they've got costs. So anything we can do to actually make their life easier, we do. And with farmers, it's payment.
That there are no incidences of
This is where your avocado and toast come from. Yeah. One of the farms. Your Shoreditch avocado and toast, they come from this place.
Actually, maybe you can explain the difference between the Hass and the Fuerte.
Okay, Hass avocado has like a rough lining around it,
Yeah,
and it is thicker
yeah,
in the skin. That's why it has a longer keeping quality in the shell.
yeah.
When it has ripened, it can take like 4 weeks before it gets bad.
Yeah,
But for Fuerte, it has a very thin layer.
yeah,
Actually, you can peel it like
yeah,
round like this.
yeah.
So it becomes very susceptible to pest, number one. It also rots very fast.
Very
If
fast.
it ripens today, you're supposed to eat it very fast.
Right,
Because
okay.
if you've not refrigerated it, and again it gets bruises very fast.
Yeah.
So the handling itself, that's why most people prefer air sometimes.
20 shillings.
It's a lot of money everywhere.
Yes, everywhere is a lot of.
Because I think it's like, to give you a scale, so 10 shillings, 10 shillings, right? That's, say, 7 cents times 5, 760 container, $400.
Yes.
So 10 shillings is $400. One thing a lot of people don't know, Danny, you see that tree there? That's 1 AP. That's 2 of those, is 1 Patek. And then this one is a Rolex. One of the things that really enthuses me about when I come onto the continent is seeing the next generation of farmers. Like you see these young people here, they've all been able to start their small avocado trees. Some of them have 1, some of them have 10, some of them have 15. But you can imagine in 10 to 15 years' time, this will really grow into something more substantial. So the future when it comes to agriculture in Africa, I believe, is extremely bright. This group of farmers that we've come to meet, they provide a significant portion of our avocado for us to export. So we always come down at least once a year, we sit down, we break bread, and then we let them know our expectations, but we also leave them with some inputs, some materials and things that they can use on their farms to ensure that the yield is accurate and the yield quality is as we want it.
Plant only have 1 life. When you cut it, it will not grow. Avocado has 1 life. If you given it good care, before you harvest it, it will grow, and it has a different lifespan and life cycle. From that initial time it's forming to the fruit time and the time it is harvested. Ashbo Fresh is here to work with you. That talk that we started. We want to genuinely work together, because we are not just coming today and disappearing tomorrow. This is why this conversation started way back, and we have come today, and we want to continue with it.
For us to grow and expand, we need partners, people who we can work with to establish and grow. And I can promise all your farmers today, all the 100 tons you produce, we'll take everything. And then any support we can give for you to grow more so we can take more, do let us know. And I think just to touch on what Dinesh has said, oftentimes when we get the orders, whether it's in the Netherlands, Germany, Spain, or the UK, when I speak to Edward, Joy, they say, look, the farmer has size 16 to 24. At the point they say that, the funds are already committed. So you can imagine the disappointment when we pack the fruits and it's not the sizes that we require. Sometimes we want big sizes, sometimes we want small sizes, but we can take everything. So like Dinesh said, just let us know what is there and we'll take it. Navigating through Nairobi's streets is an experience like any other. The city's traffic pulses with energy, chaotic symphony of cars, matatus and pedestrians weaving through the narrow lanes and bustling intersections. From the vibrant markets of downtown to the towering skyscrapers of the central business district, every inch of road is a battleground for drivers vying for precious space. Yet amidst the chaos, there's a rhythm to the madness, an ebb and a flow that locals have mastered with finesse. Whether it's early morning rush hour or evening commute, Nairobi's traffic is a testament to the city's dynamism and resilience, a vibrant tapestry of life in motion. Sometimes I like to call the team to the house just to have a conversation, to see where their head's at, what their expectations for the season, what they expect from me, and also what I expect from them. Here we have honest and frank conversations about the way forward, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and the manner in which we're going to do it. It's critical in our nature of business. It's fast moving, anything can change. So it's always good for us to sit together, talk and plan. We're probably going to spend close to, if I do my maths right, close to about 1.2 in USD in a very short space of time, because we have to take advantage of the current high price increase. The plan this year, 200 in Kenya and 150 in Tanzania, just for avocados. The other stuff I do, whether it's cashew, peas, green beans, herbs, and everything will come along. It's a busy up to Christmas, and then in January we just go. what I stress to them is, as we spoke before, the quality. Because the last 2 containers, we managed to sell them, but they weren't, you saw it, it wasn't Ashbo quality. And we do not want that, like, this year at all. It's critical that you don't share anything we do with the competitors, because this is the year where they'll realize, oh, who are these people? Like I said, it's going to be a busy time. If there's a challenge, anything you need that you think will stop you delivering on your work, let us know quickly and we'll be able to swap it out, whether it's staff complement, whether it's personal issues. Like, I know we're all men, we don't like to talk, but please, let me know. I know majority of you may be parents. If you have an issue of school fees and we haven't paid, just let us know so we can mitigate it. Like I said, if your wife and your girlfriend's putting pressure on you, also let us know. You know, but I say that to say life happens. As we journey through the vibrant landscapes of Kenya, we arrive at the sweet potato farm. Did you know that Kenya is one of the leading producers of sweet potatoes in Africa? Here, in the fertile soils of the land, sweet potatoes thrive, providing sustenance and livelihoods to countless farmers in the country. Sweet potatoes are more than just a crop. They're a symbol of resilience and abundance, and these humble tubers are packed with nutrients, making them a valuable source of food and income for communities across Kenya.
Not official.
Farmer huge.
Indeed. With their versatility and adaptability, sweet potatoes have become a staple in our diets, featured in a variety of dishes from savory stews to sweet desserts. Sweet potato farming isn't just about cultivating a crop, it's about nurturing a way of life. Here on the farm, we employ sustainable farming practices, ensuring that our land remains fertile and productive for generations to come. From organic fertilizers to water-efficient irrigation systems, we're committed to stewarding the land with care and respect. As we witness the harvest unfold before us, it's clear that sweet potatoes are more than just food. They're a source of pride and prosperity for our community.
So this is basically, it's quite simple here, this is the storage.
It's temperature controlled, isn't it?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
this is just storage where they're kept cool once they finish with the curing and all the rest of it. So basically from here it's just collection.
Yeah.
From here it's just collection.
Yeah. That's proper stuff. Look at the color. Look at that color. Yeah. This is solid. It's proper stuff. As we continue our journey through the heart of Kenya, let's remember the humble sweet potato and the vital role it plays in our lives when it comes to savory goods and healthy eating. We're off to meet Grace, who owns Karakuta Farms. And in Grace custom, we always sit down to eat before we look at the produce she has. Anything from avocados to coffee, Grace is a great source and a resource for many products across Kenya. And fortunately for me, I'm one of the buyers or the off-takers from her farm. Last year, I had a considerable order for coffee. And lo and behold, of course, Grace has some coffee. So we came over just to have a look at how the coffee has been grown, how it's been dried, and how it's prepared before we export it.
Gani? So once the coffee is harvested, then we pulp it here in this factory, and the grading happens here.
Okay.
Then they are put here. This is what you call the coffee bean.
Yeah.
And this is what then we take to the auction.
To the auction.
Yes. And the best grade, this is the best grade, this is
PB,
P1.
P1.
So it fetches the highest prices. Yeah.
Roughly how much per kilo? About $3?
About $3, yes. I am not sure.
That's about three and a half. So it's about basically $3,500
Someone's domain. Someone's domain.
And then it reaches Europe about that $6.
I am not sure about the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
nice.
this is what we were growing here. All this land was,
Okay, the
was
coffee. Yeah.
All of it, the 1,000 acres.
Yeah.
But we only have a bit of it left, but
You
what
still
you
use
saw
it?
on the end there.
Uh-huh.
But other places we pulled it out
Okay.
because they say that the prices are not worth the effort.
So everyone's doing avocado now.
So now we are moving into avocados.
You're extending. How many more trees are you going to plant of avocado?
I keep saying I'm going to stop. So far on this orchard we have about 15,000. On the other orchard we have 8,000.
Yeah.
We are adding the 3,000 that we brought in from Spain.
Spain,
the
yes.
clono.
The clone. Yeah.
The clono, I'll show them to you. We are having 3,000 and another 2,000 that I was given by the guys who do seedlings for the good work that I'm doing.
So
we are
about
doing
30,000. How altogether?
So
40,000.
15 plus 8 plus another 3, 2. That's what?
15, 8, plus
3
3,
and 2. Yeah,
You're around that 27,000 trees.
exactly. So maybe we'll close at 30,000 and
Yeah.
I will shut and tell Kibe now, take over.
Take over.
Yeah.
So you see the other farm, you know, when the kids had like 18 trees. So
Yes.
this is a
Yeah.
this is a different scale.
Yeah. Once the coffee comes from the trees, then we pulp it at this factory here. So you remove the red skin, and that red skin and the grading also happens there.
Yeah.
So that then after that you bring it here for drying, and this is what you call the coffee bean.
Yeah.
This coffee bean is what is taken to the auction and it is roasted. Yeah, and remember that Kenyan coffee is Arabica coffee,
Yeah.
and it is used by the world to blend the other bad coffees.
Yeah.
So we have the best coffee.
So it lifts the other coffees up.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So this is P1, it's the best quality.
So let me show you something. So this is the actual coffee bean. Let me see, peel it for you. There you go. So this is the actual coffee bean before it's dried. To have a look, you can see the two.
So this is it. So the grading happens. They remove, this is called pulping. And you get, that is the coffee bean. And it's graded that way. So this is what is dried and roasted. So from the farm, this is what is harvested from the greenhouses. When it's brought here, and the harvesting happens when the temperatures are low. So we harvest in the morning. Then we put them in the cold room for pre-cooling. This is rosemary, waiting to go for the next order. 6 hours of pre-cooling, then the grading happens. And the grading, as you can see, it depends on the client. So this is 30 grams. So you get batches of 30 grams and you pack them in the 1 kg box. Sometimes you have 50 grams or 100 grams or loose. So the client gives you the specifications when they give you the order. And that once it is packed in the boxes that you see there, either in the 1 kg box or in the bigger box, the 3 kg, then you put them back in the cold room until you dispatch. So the most important thing is when it comes from the farm, the pre-cooling before the packing. So you dispatch it at a temperature of 12. So it's picked from here in the cold van and straight to the airport. At the nursery we have 3 weeks. Then after that we transplant here. So this is the first cut.
Okay.
So after 3 weeks here on the after transplanting, this one is ready for harvest.
Okay.
And what you do is that the client will ask you for the specs. So this is what you found in the pack house.
Okay.
Yeah, so they come in harvesting that, and every week you will harvest every week for 6 weeks. We can push up to the 8th week, but we like to keep it up to the 6th week because of the quality and the productivity of the crop.
So how many tons can you do a week?
Per square meter, we are supposed to do 600 kilo per square meter. The capacity that we have is 3.5 tons per week. Yeah. And so yes, and this is sweet aroma, basil sweet aroma. Every week you must harvest. Every week. If you get late, then it starts to flower. When it starts to flower, then it loses the quality and the texture. So every week you have to have an order.
So how many tons can you give me a week?
A week I can give you that is not reserved 1.5. Yeah,
Okay, we'll put
1.5 in the high season.
in the high
Yes,
season.
yes.
No
In the
problem. This one, can you
so this we can do at least 300 kgs a week here of rosemary. Yeah. I had more before COVID. I had tarragon and mint, but now I've decided that I'm going to do basil because it's a major puller in the herb sector, and then rosemary and thyme and tarragon. Those are the only 4 that we're going to specialize in because the demand is better.
So now we're heading to Tanzania, and in Tanzania we're heading to Mtwara. Mtwara, if you like, is the epicenter of the cashew industry when it comes to Tanzania. It has its own port apart from Dar es Salaam, but more importantly, that's where our director, Omega, he's been running the business for us in that region for about 6 years. Extremely knowledgeable, excellent staff around him, and if anybody wants to ever get involved in cashew anywhere in Tanzania, Omega is the go-to guy, and we're really fortunate to have him as our director in the region.
Huyo kwenye bei hapo akanambia achana nayo, usilazimishe kuchukua.
She even pick up. Hello, ma. Hey. Bibi hapo kwa unso. What do boko? Na bibi ayo okay, usi ya no. Omuhu. Okay.
They were there, they did everything. We are there for.
Oh, good.
That's it.
Then I will see, you know. So, ufa ho bago. The other way, no, person ufa ho biombo because less hassle. Uko tina wa normal the bags are bro.
Less hassle, very less hassle, yeah. For a fan with that.
Na business so na eboko. Business class na eboko. Waiting to get into the port.
Sasa unajua ngoja nikwambie. Mimi nikaacha ndugu niambia kwamba
we've done I think what 35,000 tons already. Cashew season in Tanzania starts around the November time. So obviously you have orders from the buyers. So this is Mr. Omega. He's a director at Dominion Capital and Ashbo Fresh, both the cashew and the fresh produce that we export. And he runs the whole operation in Tanzania. And I think from our last talk we had, he shipped close to 35,000 tons already. So that's a lot of cashew. Value-wise, I'm sure it's close to $30 to $50 million worth of cashew that he's shipped, exported, or bought. So basically, when this gets to Vietnam, it has to be, the moisture has to be below 10%. If it's not below 10% and it lands, it starts to sprout and grow, and then that means it doesn't land well. So basically, you start from the back, and then everything here is cashew. Cashew. Before it even gets to your waitress, this is what it actually looks like. And then about 28 tons will be in here, and then it's sealed and sent. But even being in here, you can feel the moisture, can't you? It's a bit warm. So we have to ensure it doesn't rain, that it's very, very dry. Below 10% moisture is what's necessary for it to land, so it can be processed into the kernels itself. So you know, like when you buy shoes or stuff, you see the silica bag. So this, once you hang it up at the corners, and it takes in the moisture. So that's what keeps the cashew dry. So any moisture that's captured here, you can see there's also vents in here, and it just captures it in here, and then it helps make sure the cashew lands dry. That's also another one.
You see, this is the dry bag is already.
Yeah, so you can see it's already in the corners. So this is like 50 kg worth of cashew in each of these bags. So one of these bags is roughly about 60 pounds. If you look at Tesco's, right, they sell 250 grams for about £3.45. So a kilo is about £13.80. So really, when you sell it at Tesco, 50 kg will be about £690. So can you imagine one of these costing £60? Once it gets to Tesco, you'll sell the same quantity for £690. Tell me a business where you can make that kind of money on 50 kg. And one container is 28 tons. And this year we should be shipping close to 12,000 tons. Do the maths. It's good to give people like a look into kind of what hard work can do, and just give them an insight. Like me, I just like to get on with it really. But people like Danny, future friends, said, no, you have to show the people. Well, I'm showing you. The Cultivate. It's a general cargo vessel. It's active and operating, as you can see. Its length 161 meters, breadth 27 meters. Gross tonnage about 19,000 tons it can carry. And this is the ship that all the containers will board on its 45-day journey and it will take roughly 45 Vietnam. Days for it to land in Vietnam. 45 days later. I'll be sitting down with my friends, probably in Soho House. They're thinking I'm there for vibes. Me, I'm just waiting for my ship to land. As soon as it lands and they send that wire, I know I'm gonna have a good Christmas. It's still that feeling of wow. To think, some of this stuff are gonna end up in supermarkets, restaurants, whether in the US or Europe. It's quite a good feeling. You get a sense of achievement. To be honest, you have fun, but I will always, every time I'm out, I just want to go home. I want to go home. I think this is my 4th week. I've got another 3 weeks on the continent. I have to go back to Dar es Salaam, go back to Kenya. No, even before that, Mbeya, Makambako, Jombe. We export the avocados, make sure the team are okay, give them their Christmas gifts, then head off to South Africa. We're opening up in South Africa now. So a lot of your oranges, your easy peelers, i.e. Tangerines, if you see them from South Africa, they're soon going to be likely from me. So watch out for that. The net weight here is 28,800 kilos. Alright? Add the weight of the container in terms of the goods. If 33,000 kilos drops on you, what do you think is going to happen to you? You know in the cartoons where it just squishes you? I remember in 2017 Guinea-Bissau, it dropped on somebody. When it lifts up, you're not meant to be there, but he was playing around, joking around, and it lost it, it just finished.
Okay, hamna shida.
In here? Come through. There we go. If I can squeeze, you can squeeze. There you go. So basically, how he stacked it is, this is for one client, this is for another client, and this is another client. And what we need to do is sun dry it to make sure it's dry. The moisture content is below 10%. So this is coming from where, Melindy?
This one is coming from Liwale.
As we arrived at the warehouse in Mtwara, Tanzania, we're greeted by the sight of sprawling cashew, loaded by strong men at work. Tanzania's cashew industry has a rich history, dating back to the early 20th century when cashew trees were first introduced to the region by Portuguese traders. Over the years, cashew farming has become an integral part of Tanzania's agricultural landscape, providing livelihoods to the thousands of farmers and contributing significantly to the country's economy. Tanzania is one of the leading producers of cashew nuts in Africa, renowned for its high-quality kernels and unique flavor profile. Each year, during the peak harvest season, skilled farmers carefully handpick the ripe cashew apples which contain the precious cashew nuts nestled inside. Once harvested, the cashew nuts undergo a meticulous processing process to extract the kernels within. This involves carefully removing the outer shell and drying the nuts to preserve the quality and flavor. This has come straight from the auction, and now we're loading it here before we ship. So if it's not dry enough, we need to sun dry it before we take it to the port. So straight from the auction, this is where it comes. The cashew nut shell contains a toxic resin that can cause skin irritation if not handled properly. After processing, the cashew kernels are sorted, graded, and packed for export to markets around the world. Tanzania's cashew nuts are prized for their rich flavor, creamy texture, and nutritional value, making them a sought-after ingredient in culinary dishes and snacks. As I observe the hustle and bustle of the cashew processing facilities, I'm struck by the incredible strength and resilience of the African man, who labors tirelessly to ensure the success of the operation. With muscles honed by years of hard work and determination, these men carry kilos of cashew nuts with ease, their faces etched with determination and grit. Their unwavering commitment to the craft is evident in every step they take, as they navigate the bustling packhouse with precision and purpose. Despite the challenges they face, from the scorching sun to the rugged terrain, these men embody the spirit of resilience and perseverance, stopping at nothing to get the job done. It's testament to the indomitable spirit of Africa's workforce, whose strength and dedication fuel the engine of progress and prosperity. This is now ready to go to the port. So you know what we saw before, so this is now ready dry, go to the port for loading. So by tomorrow everything will be on the ship and off. As we board the flight to Mbeya, anticipation fills the air as I embark on another journey to ensure the success of our avocado export operations. Touching down in Mbeya, the heart of Tanzania's agricultural hub, I'm greeted by the familiar sights and sounds of a bustling packhouse. This is where the team is hard at work, loading up containers of avocado bound for markets around the world. It's a moment of pride and satisfaction as I meet with my dedicated team, whose unwavering commitment and expertise are the driving force behind our success. Together, we stand ready to deliver the finest avocados from our farms to your table, ensuring each fruit is packed with freshness, flavor, and the promise of a healthier tomorrow. Because what we don't want is a situation where we're late to load.
So what the ladies requesting is, I think they were also targeting one of the truck that has overstayed here to use. But she was telling me because the Wintech director had also kind of requested one, so maybe before Joy leaves, we can know which one we can use of these containers that are here already. Yeah. But they also intended to use one so that at least maybe we can agree and identify the one that probably when we start to pack we can load our. Well, I don't know whether that can be given, the information can be given through Mask.
We'll let Joy work that out. What I'm thinking, in terms of the sizing now, how are we doing the sizes? You're saying 17 to 18 pallets, 4 kg, and the rest 10 kg.
Yeah, that was my projection.
So, there's a customer who just wants 10 kg.
Yeah.
But the sizes, I don't know whether it's possible, because when we're doing the 2 containers, we can do one pure 4 kg. Size 14?
Yeah.
16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So basically 14 to 30, but no 26.
14 to 30.
Size 14 to 30, but no 26. In tiny 10 kg bottle.
From the 10 kg, you won't have the stickers for size 26. Between 26 and 28, you can now give those sizes either as size 30 or 28. So we don't print sticker for size 26.
But that's for one container.
Okay.
But then if the other one, we've only got, say, 12 to 24, it's fine.
Okay.
Are you with me?
All right.
Okay. So what we're going to do is one will go to the Netherlands or one will go to the UK.
30, the 10 kg,
Yeah.
and see whether the 10 kg could also fit into one container. But
Okay.
that was subject to your advice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But now that you have said the first container needs to have...
Well, not the first container, the first or second container. It doesn't matter.
All right. Then we can prioritize that then.
Yeah, the first or second container doesn't matter. All right. Because now, because we were going to do, obviously, we were going to do 8 containers. But now, because of shortage of fruit, we're only going to do 2 this week. So we need to change up.
Okay.
So 1 container packed into 10 kg boxes, 12 to 30, no 26.
Okay.
And then the other one, 12 to 24.
That's okay.
Does that work, yeah?
Yeah.
That works.
Okay.
But I'll confirm, because I'm having a call with the buyer on around 6 o'clock Kenya time, East Africa time, which is 3 a.m. in London. Then we'll decide. But I think that should be roughly
The program.
the program we'll be doing.
Working with Eugene has taught me quite a number of things, because first thing is to be independent and make decisions that are rightful and beneficial to the company. The other thing is that it gives you the freedom to do what you feel is right. And if it is right decision, then he is happy with it. In essence, actually has motivated me always to think positive and make rightful decisions. So that is a major thing that working with Eugene has taught me. Then the other thing, working with Eugene has made me to understand and look at business in a bigger perspective. In business, you have to be very transparent and very bold in the decisions that you make. You need to focus and think big. So that's one thing that I've learned by working closely with Eugene. For Eugene, is like you have to be very truthful and very faithful. He feels you are able to steer your operations well. So not to compromise on certain things when they are wrong. So it's something that I've learned from him.
My name is Joy Mwindi. I'm the Executive Administrator at Ashbo Fresh Limited and Dominion Capital Limited. So my main roles are mostly, when it comes to documentation, I'm the one who does all the documents when it comes to export documents. The phytosanitary certificate, bill of lading, HCDA license, and the HCDA permit. My main roles are to generate all these documents. So per shipment, we need all these documents. So I'm the one who liaises with my colleague Dinesh. And once we agree on the shipments, I'm the one who prepares all the documents. I'm the one who's in charge of communicating with Maersk. Maersk is our logistics company. They're the ones who export all our goods from Kenya all the way to Netherlands or the UK. In my role, some of the challenges I face is like when it comes to timeline, yeah? Let's say, for example, we've booked a container that's leaving on the 28th of November, and we don't have fruit. So one of the challenges that we might have is that we might be fined for late staffing, or we might have detention fees. So, and then sometimes also working with government agencies, they're a bit slow sometimes. So them being slow, it really affects the flow of the export process. Working with Eugene has been, honestly, one of the best experiences in my life. You know why? Because Eugene instills confidence in you. Even when you make a mistake at work, he doesn't make you feel small, he doesn't make you feel less for the mistakes you make. So working with him has just really boosted my confidence. I'm able to take on more responsibilities without being scared. It's honestly been a delight. Because Eugene is in the UK, he always expects you to be reachable. Like, he doesn't want to call you and your phone is off on a random Tuesday at 9 a.m. Why is your phone off? Another thing, he really insists on communication, being very honest with him because he's not in the country. So if there's an issue with a supplier, if there's an issue with our documentation, you have to be very honest with him. Those are the two things. Honesty, communication, and always being reliable. Those three things are non-negotiables for him.
Then we'll have quite a few rejects as well, no?
Yeah.
We definitely only do one container. Looks, this is very tricky. You could go to London, yeah? Okay, just wait, because I want to see what the sizes is like. I'd rather send it to London than Rotterdam. Let me speak to the buyer. Hi, late. Can you hear me?
16, like.
Okay. Yeah, going really well. Just we're just unloading the arrows. What I've seen, we're probably just gonna send one container and wait till January where the full season's open, so we'll get more quality. Yeah, because off season is just like, you know, it can be a bit hit or miss. But from what I've seen, I think we can manage a container. Large sizes. Right, Jeff. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, only samples are supposed to test as many as possible,
Yeah, because I think if we said it will land around like end of in the new year, basically, like first week of Jan, that's when it would land. So yeah, so I think what we'll do, we'll just send one container from Mahadran, and let's see what we can do with that. I think that's fair. But we'll try and get the big sizes only. Like, pack it with the big sizes, and then even if it's like Mahadran only get like 10 pallets of big sizes only, and then we'll figure out what we do with the rest. Because I need to go South Africa as well, because we're set up there now, so I need to just go and make sure things are all good there. The wife won't have it any other way. I'm back on the 8th of December. So thanks for the sort of work you guys did on that 6 containers. I know it wasn't easy, but I appreciate it. Commissions and costs. If we can be selling above £6, I mean, we're not losing money, not making excellent money, but we're in the game, and we'll just ride it out throughout the year.
Silly. You can remember.
Absolutely. All right. Cheers, Lee. All right, take care. Bye-bye. Bye. So we can switch it to London? Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. In the Netherlands and Europe now, you've got Chile, Colombia. So it's like you won't get, but in London, wholesalers, caterers, we can do something with it. These are the 20s, the big sizes we don't want. This is 24. All the 24s, this is the size 20. It gets bigger as you go down. 22. No 20s as yet. Got 20s here. 22s. Bottega Veneta in Macombaco. I doubt they know that design, I tell you that. Basically, the avocado is getting washed in water. Some people use wax just to preserve the avocado for longer, but we do organic. So we only literally just wash it in water. It goes up there, dries, we grade, pack, and we ship. So that's what is something from here. Everything's unloaded in here. It's then washed, then it goes through this side. Well, follow me, I'll show you. This is the first round of quality checking. So they're checking for bruises, cuts, lenticels. So for example, we can't ship this, so this will just be put out. Looks like. So imagine if you're shipping this, we're in Macombaco in Tanzania. Could you imagine when it gets to Sainsbury's what it would look like? So basically, I'm looking, this is Sunbird. So what you can see the team are doing is going around making sure there's enough avocados for each box and making sure the quality is appropriate. Yes, they're paid to do this, but sometimes you just have to double check and make sure the quality is what we need. We want as big sizes as possible. So that's 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20 maxed. And then the rest we'll figure out what we want. Whether we get more of a premium on the big sizes, To do one container will probably take 12-hour ship to do one container. But the pack house here in Tanzania is not the biggest. It's a supplementary pack house to our one in Kenya. So usually when the Kenya season's over, we'll come here and then we'll be supplementary kind of shipments. But what it does is, say for example, we're shipping 6 containers a week from Kenya, this place can do another 2. So it just adds to the volume of the things we do. And then when Kenya closes, we can be here. So we're able to ship avocados all year round. Because a lot of people don't know, the sizes carry different prices. So I'll give you an example. This is a size 22, right? This will go for about, in terms of when I sell it, maybe £5 a box, right? £5 a box. So if you do your maths, if there are 5,760 cases of 22s in a container, you're selling for £5, you're selling it for circa 25, about 27,550, right? But I'll show you something else. See, a box of 14s, right? You could sell that for maybe £10. You'll sell it for 57,760. Are you with me? So the sizes are key. There's some buyers who only want small sizes. So what the ladies are doing here is sorting them and packing them according to size. So once I get a sense of, or the team gets a sense of, the size profile, I call the buyer straight away and say, look, we do like 8 containers a week. So that just goes on and on and on and on and on, and there's constant.
Enough pada.
So like what he's doing is double checking the quality again. And this is where the pallets get stacked up and then wrapped around. So you see the size 18s. Also, I mean, it's a bit repetitive, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
We are definitely going to probably make some good money this year. We've kicked off. You can see it's all kicking off here. The process is kicking off, and you got Danny Wonders here doing what he does best. Literally pumping them all out. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, this is really, really good. Really happy with the quality. Really happy with the quality. How do I balance the traditional ways of farming, aspects of farming, and the innovative way in which farming is now looked at? I think the balance finds you, really. For example, how we process avocados is more mechanized now. You're having, before, people literally look at it and weigh it and do it by hand. Now you can see kind of it going through the sorting and the sizing, the washing, but you still, at the end of the day, still need people to check and make sure the quality is good. And I'm sure as technologies advance, you know, you'll be able to kind of do things quicker and a lot cheaper. But like I said before, like I prefer a balance where you can actually employ people. All our products are organic. We don't use any pesticides. We use natural products, and even come down to the preparation of our avocados, we don't use wax, just water. And then we just do that across the piece. And wherever our farmers farm, often when you use the produce, you can actually use it for something else. So we encourage that. So one time we say to our farmers, look, grow it well. Everything you plant we'll take. And any supplementary crop that you actually bring to bear that we can't export, we'll buy, we'll package, and we'll sell locally. So I think that's our way, our small contribution. Small, but small contribution. I think when it comes to supporting, just pay on time. Pay on time. Pay the farmers on time. Pay for the produce. You get a lot of people who will give the farmers a little bit, string them out of it. I just pay on time. That's the best way to support. Pay on time. I mean, depending on what country you're in, like in Kenya, Tanzania, Guinea-Bissau, Vietnam, and soon to be South Africa, they're all cooperatives, like, you know, a cashew association, an avocado association, green beans mange tout association, the fresh herbs association. So those associations are useful conduits for conversations to find out what's happening on ground. They kind of give you an insight into what government policy is coming that may benefit or may not benefit you. So as a result, you're able to adapt accordingly. It's what the world eats. So if we get that wrong, well, we're really finished, aren't we? I know there's been talk of various companies doing like genetically modified food. And I understand the argument because there is a global food shortage. A lot of people don't know. We are going to run out of food soon. When I say soon, I'm not like tomorrow. In the next 20 to 30 years, we need to come up with a way to grow more food to feed the ever-growing population. And the answer to that may not necessarily be all genetically modified, but we can't ignore the role technology has to play to ensure there's enough food to feed the ever-growing population. And where people sit on that, spectrum, some people are saying GMO is the way, some people are saying organic is the way, and I think I sit somewhere in the middle, using technology to enhance existing practices to kind of produce food more sustainably. That kind of a bit of both. Advice to aspiring people who want to get into agriculture: don't do it. It's not easy, but if you're sure you want to do it, start. Start and you will learn along the way. Start small and grow. Start small. We started in 2011. Still had a full-time job, but bit by bit. Pick one thing you want to do and just master it. And after you can add the rest. It'll take a while. It'll take a while. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's expensive. You need cash. A lot of cash. And you make a lot of losses. But then you'll figure out, like all things. So just pick, if you are interested in agriculture, pick it. Pick what part. Because you could be a farmer. You could be an aggregator. You could be a supplier. You could own a pack house where you get paid for people to pack in your pack house. You can make the boxes that people buy. You can own the trucks that take it from the pack house to the container. If you've got money, you can own the ship. You can own a freight company. You can own a storage company. There's so many different segments within the agriculture chain that you can be part of. But the majority of what people want to do is do this, want to own everything, and that's tough. I think diversifying is such a cliche word. When I think about diversification, it's not about going away from where your core strengths lie. It's about just doing something else additional that adds value. So for example, if you're making, say, 10 million a year from avocados, you don't take the focus of avocados and go and do something else. Does that make sense? Depending on customer demand, you diversify your offering to meet the demand. You don't diversify to diversify's sake, say, oh, you want to try something new. Because one of the things in business, irrespective of sector or industry, if you're going to be good at it, it is repetitive and boring. Like you see these people here, they're going to do this every day, the same, it does not change. People get bored and let me go and do something else more fun, and you start losing money. Unless there's a customer demand for it, you diversify to meet demand. You don't diversify just because. Like what you see here, this is going to be happening Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all year round, the same thing, again and again and again and again. So diversify if there's a need to and a requirement, not just because of. I'm not based here. We have teams in various different countries. My home is London, which I want to get back to very quickly because I've been out and about for almost a month now. Probably 6-7 weeks when I get back home. We've got some really key personnel. Like, one of the things you don't do is you don't hire cheaply. You get the best people and pay them good money, and you're able to sleep at night. Even though you don't really sleep at night, but you sleep better. So like in Kenya, we've got Dinesh, we've got Joy, we've got Linus, we've got Anne, we've got Moses. In Tanzania, we've got Omega, and he's got like a whole team. So with him, he's a director of the company, but I've joined up with him and his team. So they're running the cashew operation, and then in January, they'll be here running the avocado operation. You've got Richard Chung and Hong in Vietnam. We had Sammy in Guinea-Bissau, but he's no longer there. Yeah, he went off to do something else. So it's just about getting quality people. Now, I'm not saying that they won't mess up. That's guaranteed. As for messing up, that is guaranteed. But it's like how you correct, how you amend, how you instruct. So me coming in countries often to kind of give them that pep talk. What? This is what we're trying to achieve. This is what we're doing. And then we kind of kick on from there. You know, it's funny. I had a business partner who was Igbo. And I'm Ashanti. So we called it Ashbo. But he's no longer in the business anymore. So I might actually change it to Ashanti Fresh. But that's how the name originally came about. As far as expansion of the company and where it goes next, we're expanding into South Africa, and that's mainly for citrus. So limes, easy peelers, oranges, lychee. And that demand has come from some of my buyers. So I actually head there in about 3 days' time. I'll be there with a team. I've put a skeleton team together. So we're going to be starting operations in South Africa first quarter next year. And then it becomes the case, where do I want to take Ashbo? Do I want to now take it to the next level? That's something I'm still thinking about, because obviously you have family commitment. What will that mean? Will I have to move my family out of the country to develop it? And also sometimes you kind of have to look at your whole operation and think, okay, is it worth it? Do you need more money? Will more money add or take away from your life? Because beyond that, obviously have other businesses as well. So I think for now, I would say, where we are is a good level. Let's develop further, and then we'll take it from there. All the produce we do with like avocados, cashew, green beans, mange tout, snow peas, thyme, mint, basil, pineapple, passion fruit puree that happens in Vietnam, and red dragon fruit, the dragon fruit. And out of all of them, what we actually started with was something called, palm oil. The kernel, the shell. A lot of people don't know you can use it for biomass. So biomass is basically, when the shell is dried, you can actually burn it and it turns into energy. So the alternative source of fuel. So that's how we started, and then we build on from there. Do I want to build this into a big conglomerate? For that to happen, I probably need 4 of me. Do I recruit a CEO? And I don't know whether I want a big conglomerate, as it were. But I think I'm interested in training people up and kind of see where it goes. I think we'll grow. We've got definitely room to grow. I think we're currently operating around 60%, so we've got room to grow. We've got some really good staff who could end up maybe running 3 countries at a time, taking on my role, because I can't do this forever. And I don't plan to. Like, I'm now getting into some of the tech things. Because those tech people, that click money is like, they don't even have to make a profit, and they're being valued at $500 million, $2 billion. And I think I've got enough business now to be able to kind of branch into that world. I've made some investments in that space already. And I think another point, my background in education. I always hear this from people. You're never going to use this in real life. You don't need to go, you need to make it. Listen, people who make it without going through that route, you're an exception of the rule. A-levels, English, history, economics, and business studies. A business management degree, an MSc in consulting from London Business School. You absolutely need all those skills to be able to run a business. Yes, you can delegate. Yes, you can bring in experts. But I'm telling you, if you can have both, why not? Especially to the black youth out there. If you can have both, why not? You need your maths. You need your English. You need to be able to be comfortable speaking in public. You need to be able to communicate with people from all different walks of life. You need to be able to build a network. And you learn that through some informal education. The formal education, I cannot stress how important it is. Full stop. Everything starts from there as a foundation, and then you build on. I think when it comes to research, it's really important people research. And I think, nowadays, it's very easy to see a news article on Instagram. Oh, my research says this. That's not research. Research in the real sense of the word is it a primary source? Is it a secondary source? Where is it coming from? Is the person likely to have a bias? Are you with me? counteract that with another perspective. Add your own perspective. Synthesize the information and then come up with your own conclusions. And if you're able to do that, not just with work, if you're able to do that with life, if you're able to do that with your investments, if you're able to do that with your friends, you just end up making better decisions. So research is a habit. And I think people have forgotten or do not no longer like to learn. Like in a week, I'll take out at least 4 or 5 hours to research and study something that I want to know. And it will always add rather than take away. And it may not be applicable in something I'm doing, but it will be applicable at some point in time. It will be applicable in conversation. It will be applicable when networking. Is that piece of information you read and researched that you share in 2 or 3 sentences that will cause someone in your network or someone you meet to think, oh, this is the kind of person I want to be around. This is the kind of person I want to talk to. And you can't take that for granted. You could read a whole book and it can have a sentence that changes your perspective or a language or how you speak to someone who could potentially assist you. And you're not doing it for that outcome per se, but it becomes part of you. It becomes your language. It becomes the way of life. And I think personally you just become richer for that. Thank you for joining me and my team on this incredible journey through the world of agriculture with Ashbo Fresh. From Kenya to Tanzania, you'll witness how it feels to work from the ground up, to innovate and to show dedication alongside community. Stay tuned for part 2. We have another 6 countries to explore, where we'll delve deeper into the heart of farming and continue to explore new horizons together. The best is yet to come.
Yeah.